And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said, Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed, Hinder's Doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. Andrew's Doers. Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella 2 Wishes Come True. It's this. It is based on Cinderella 2 Dreams Come True. Once upon two times, Cinderella and Prince Singling were happily married. 6 months later, they are pregnant, but Cinderella is sick, so the baby might die. Cinderella's fairy godmother knows a spell that can cure her. She chants the magic words, "Winnerly, wannerly, one," and waves her magic wand, and the baby is cured. And the baby is a boy named Oliver. Olive, Nina, and Esme have a few tricks up their sleeves, though. They are complaining about not marrying Prince Singling. Another 6 months later, Oliver is almost 6 months old. And he can't wait to have his royal birthday party, and it's tomorrow. The next day is Oliver's royal birthday party. Cinderella asks, what about our gift, father-in-law? Oliver has now a magical necklace previously owned by the King of Onlyville when he was a baby. He needs to make a wish, rub the jewel on it, and the wish will come true. The King of Onlyville's messenger wakes him up now. Sees that Olive, Nina, and Esme are breaking into the party. He says, "Oh no, they're trouble! Oh, big trouble!" He then goes over to the king and tells him, "Your Majesty, your son and daughter-in-law are in trouble." The King of Onlyville gets so infuriated, he yells, "Sound the alarm!" The King of Onlyville blows a trumpet that the king's guards hear an attack. Olive, Nina, and Esme attempt to escape. Oliver said, and I wish Olive, Nina, and Esme are trapped, rubs the jewel on it. Olive, Nina, and Esme are now trapped in the castle's dungeon. And so, the birthday party is saved. And he, alongside his parents, lives happily ever after. The end. Andrew's Doors, I hope you enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 15N+1. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 15N+1. 15N+1 had 7 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Eliza, Eloise, and Nina. All 7 of them made 15N+1 do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said 15, Fiona to Nina all together. One day, the king of Quindicumlingham's messengers arrived and said, Hear ye, the king of Quindicumlingham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quindicumbling. But 15N+1 is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince Quintuppling. Later, Cinderella is so sad doing chores about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Quintuppling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks Cinderella what's wrong by saying, "Why are you crying, Cinderella?" Cinderella responds in whimper, "I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quintuppling, but I have lots of chores to be done." Cinderella's fairy godmother said, "I can help with a bit of magic." She chants the magic words, "Quintadentity, Quintadentity, Quindu," and waves her magic wand. Because of that, Cinderella's chores are done, but her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "Cinderella, go fetch me a pumpkin." Luckily, Cinderella has 15 pumpkins. Cinderella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, "Quintadentity, Quintadentity, Quindu," again, and waves her magic wand again to turn the 15 pumpkins into a handsome coach drawn by 30 strong horses, and then Cinderella's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. Cinderella said, "I've never seen such a quintuple-tastic gown, and get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough?" Cinderella's fairy godmother said, "Well, you can't. But have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before." Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quintuppling was wondering who he should marry. Fiona to Nina say all together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Prince Quintuppling then asks, "May I have this dance?" Cinderella responds, "I would be delighted." Cinderella and Prince Quintuppling danced happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quintuppling was really worried that he might never see Cinderella again, so he traveled all around Quintupplingham to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. By the time he arrives, he knocks on the door of the home where Cinderella and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of Cinderella, Prince Quintuppling finds Fiona to Nina. He then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" Fiona is first, but her foot is too big. Isabella is next, but her foot is too small. The rest are the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Quintuppling notices Cinderella's sweet singing. The glass slipper fits! Cinderella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Quintuppling back. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And if you want to see some sequels, tell your friends about it. And maybe I can do it. A big tradition. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrews Everything proudly presents 15 Cinderella 15 Wishes Come True. Sequel to 15 Cinderella, which is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon two times, Cinderella and Prince Quintuppling were happily married. But Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Elise, Lisa, Eloise, and Nina have lots of tricks up their sleeves. Several weeks later, 15-Arella is pregnant but very ill. It's a good thing 15-Arella's fairy godmother knows a spell that can cure her. So she chants the magic words. Quintidentity, quintidentity, quindu! And waves her magic wand. Because of that, the baby is cured and a girl. They name her Fatima. A week later, to celebrate Fatima's birth, they put on a light show. But on one night, while 15-Arella and Prince Quinnicoupling were sleeping, Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Eliza, Eloise, and Nina steal Fatima and take her to the middle of nowhere. The king of Quinnicoupling, his messengers saw it and said, "Oh no, she's in trouble! Oh, big trouble! Oh no! He then goes over to the king of Quinnicoupling and tells him, "Your Majesty, your granddaughter is captured." The king of Quinnicoupling gets so infuriated that he yells, "Sound the alarm!" And his messenger blows a trumpet alarm that his guards hear in order to find Fatima. 15-Arella and Prince Quinnicoupling were really worried that they might never see Fatima again, but Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Eliza, Eloise, and Nina was plan is interrupted by Fatima's foster parents, Fernando and Florence. Fernando said, "What are you doing all alone, little lady?" Florence responds, "I don't know, darling. Let's take her home." "Come back with our studies," said Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Eliza, Eloise, and Nina all together. And Tina was 15 years later. Fatima is a teenager now, and she's playing with a group of teenage girls, but then said, "Wait, where does that cave lead?" As she finds a strange cave and goes outside to find out. She finds a magic lamp. Meanwhile, back at Quinnicoupling, 15-Arella and Prince Quinnicoupling are now full of despair, as they will never see Fatima again. Fatima rubs the magic lamp, and a genie comes out of the lamp and says, "Oh, thank you so much, young lady. I've been stuck in the lamp for 15,015 years. You rubbed the lamp and set me free. As a thank you for that, I must grant you 15 wishes." Suddenly, someone screamed, "Help! Someone is stuck in quicksand!" Fatima uses her first wish to get him out by saying, "I wish he was out of the quicksand." The genie said, "Your wish is my command." Because of that, he was out. Later, Fernando and Florence then tell Fatima where they found her. Near Quinnicoupling, Fatima is surprised about the news, and so she begins her journey home. Another 15 years later, Fatima uses the other 13 wishes. She is 30 years old now and only has one wish left. Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Eliza, Eloise, and Nina tried to steal her again but couldn't find her. They complain except for Nina, who found Fatima. Fatima uses her 15th and final wish and says, "I wish my evil stab hands would not stop me." The genie said, "Your wish is my command." In turn, Fiona, Isabella, Farah, Tina, Lisa and Louisa Nina into stone statues. A celebration and Quinta welcomes Fatima home. 15Arella and Prince Quinta were really worried and hugged Fatima to welcome their daughter home. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Sure is a fun story, right? And if you want to see maybe tomorrow, 15Arella 3, Quinta Love and Glee, tell your friends about it. Maybe this could be a daily tradition. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew's Doers, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 29Arella. It is for the 2900th special. It is based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young girl named 29Arella. 29Arella had 10 ugly, wicked, mean stepsisters. Hers named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Natalia, Isabella, Nadina, and Erica. Altera made 29Arella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tina to Erica all together. One day, the king of November Vigilant's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of November Vigilante is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince November Vigilante. But 29Arella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince November Vigilante later. 29Arella is so sad that she can't go to the ball and marry Prince November Vigilante. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks her what's wrong by saying, Why are you crying, 29Arella? 29Arella responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince November Vigilante. 29Arella's fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic, and waved her magic wand. Because of that, 29Arella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 29Arella, go fetch me a pumpkin. Luckily, 29Arella has 29 pumpkins. 29Arella's fairy godmother waved her magic wand again to turn the 29 pumpkins into a handsome throne drawn by 58 strong horses. And then 29Arella's reclothed into a gown and crown. 29Arella said, I've never seen such a 29-tastic gown. And get a hold of my glass slippers. Her fairy godmother said, Have fun, 29Arella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before. 29Arella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince November Vigilante was wondering who he should marry. He is walking towards me, said Tina to Erica all together, but he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards 29Arella. 29Arella and Prince November Vigilante dance happily together. But later, 29Arella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince November Tumbling was so worried that he might never see 29erella again. So he traveled all around November Tumbling to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where 29erella and her 10 ugly, mean stepsisters lived. But instead of 29erella, he finds her Tina to Erica. Prince November then said, "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can you try on this glass slipper?" Unfortunately, none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince November Tumbling notices 29erella's sweet singing. 29erella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince November Tumbling back. And Prince November Tumbling doesn't have to put the glass slipper back on her foot because it's so uncomfortable. And they both lived happily ever after. The end. And good night, Andrews Doers. And I've been debating on making the sequels maybe a bit of a tradition. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrews Doers. Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 29erella 2, 29 Wishes Come True. A sequel to 29erella, based on the story of Cinderella. Let's tell you the story, shall we, Andrews Doers? Once upon two times, 29erella and Prince November Tumbling were happily married. But Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Nalia, Isabella, Nadia, and Erica have lots of tricks up their sleeves. They're complaining about not marrying Prince November Tumbling. Several months later, 29erella is pregnant but sick. Very, very sick. So the baby might die. 29erella's fairy godmother knows a spell that can cure her. So she waves her magic wand. And the cured baby's a girl named Nova. To celebrate Nova's birth, a fireworks show. A few weeks later, Nova is growing up so fast. And as a gift, as a reward, a magical necklace. But the king of November Tumbling only remembers one thing it does. Make a wish and rub the jewel on it. Meanwhile, Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Nalia, Isabella, Nadia, and Erica are trying to think of a way to stop 29erella and Prince November Tumbling. Erica, the youngest stepsister, had a plan. Steal 29's fairy godmother's magic wand. But when they try, Nova uses her magical necklace to turn them into stone statues. And 29erella's fairy godmother uses her magic wand by saying, "I wish my evil stepmother would stop," while 29's fairy godmother uses her magic wand and waves it. Because of that, when the magic combines, Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Natalia, Isabella, Nadia, and Erica are turned into stone statues. And so, Nova, along with 29erella and Prince November Tumbling, lived happily ever after. The end. And Andrews Doers, I hope you enjoyed this story. And I bet you're going to love 29erella 3, November Tumbling, Love and Glee. Just don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Knows Everything. And buy our merchandise on andrewknowseverything.com. And don't forget to watch more videos too. And Rolling Stone gathers no algae. Remember, Rolling Button gathers no seeds. Take care. Bye.